And we're starting the day off good. There's a worked flake. You can see where it's been utilized on that side. Hey, we're back down here in the old bread and butter. I had to work today and didn't get to the river I wanted to in the daylight. But I wanted to bring a sifter down here and hit some of these spots I was finding some of that good pottery in that last video. All kinds of stuff falls out when these floods happen. And this is the second time I've been down here since the water's been down. That last time was when I found that really big spear point. So we brought the sifter, we brought the shovel. We're going to hit a few spots and then do a little surface hunting right along the water's edge because it's washed a lot off. This mud washes away fast when the waves are kicking. So maybe we could find something at water's edge too. We're coming down in here and a little digging and have a little fun, and we'll let you know if we find something good. Bent down to go under a tree, and right there in the light is a piece of pottery. We're in a spot here that we found a bunch right in there. So we'll go up there and scoop the top sand layer out. They got washed in there by the water, and do a little sifting in that. Maybe we'll find more of these bad boys right here. All right, we're getting ready to sift it. I could already see a piece right here. Pretty sizable one. From what little I dug off the top of that sand. We're gonna sift this out. I think there's probably one or two more pieces in here. Move this so we can see everything. Got that piece there. So there's one. Thought I saw another one. There we go. There's piece number 2. Here's a little one. There's another little one. And some tiny pieces in here. 1, 2, a couple more tiny pieces. There's 5. I think that's it. That's not too bad out of one sift. That shows you how much stuff's falling out right now. Because all that was in one little spot. I was finding bigger pieces the other day on the surface. So there's a couple more spots. Now I want to try to get a couple shovels full of dirt into the sifter, and maybe we'll find something more than just a piece of pottery. Maybe we'll find some artifacts. So we're gonna get at it. I don't have much in the way of flint. Let's try to get this up there right. But I see something right in here. Colorful. Oh, it's just a tiny piece. I got a couple tiny pieces. There's a lot of tiny pieces. I'm just not picking them up. I thought I had something bigger. You can see it gleaming out from under that rock, and it looked promising. Well, we do have lots of pottery. We just haven't come across much flint, let alone an artifact. But the night's still young. We've been taking it slow. We haven't looked really far. I've maybe covered about maybe 30-40 yards of beach. Looking real meticulous over the last hour. The night provides a different opportunity to see stuff than the daytime. So, hoping that something does pop out here in a minute. You want to talk about a heart stopper. This piece of flint looked like a triangle in the sand. I thought I had something for a minute. We're starting to find a little bit of flint over here, but we haven't found any artifacts yet other than the pottery. We're gonna keep taking her slow and look into nooks and crannies. Hopefully we'll come out of here with at least one piece before we end the night. We haven't found too much yet, but to get started right off the bat, we do got us a little mason jar lid. A slow start to the day, but better than nothing. It's been a pretty action-packed weekend, and we're hoping we can continue the trend today. Right through here we got a few mussels, These ones, I think. That one's not alive. That one is. See that? We'll leave that one alone. That one's alive. This one didn't make it. There's one buried here. It didn't make it either. We'll leave them alone now and let them do their thing. We're getting skunked on artifacts, but Bub found another mason jar lid. That one's laying out clean. That makes two in the pocket. Found a really beautiful piece of pottery. We're not finding too much in here at all, really. See a rock here, it looked work, but it's not. Haven't seen anything worked. There's some footprints in here, and it's not a very big spot, so I'd say it got looked over pretty good. But we'll try to find us a few other places and see if we can't find anything before the day's over. Well, we're out here on the spot where we found a nice Fort Ancient point about a year ago. We just started looking right off the bat. I found an old bottle. It's got one of them concave bottoms. There's not a single marking on it, so I don't know if it's worth anything or not. It's a neat bottle, so we'll take it with us. That'd been a nice find hole. Old cork bottle. Find lots of that down here, but it's tore up usually. Every once in a while you find a nice old one. We usually do down on the river. Bub found a really nice coral fossil. We'll put that with the small handful of finds we've made so far. Hopefully we can land an artifact before we gotta head out of here today. Speaking of old bottles, we've been going back and forth and haven't seen anything. I'm starting to get discouraged. I walked by this 30 times. And there it was right out in the open. Not sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's something old. It's got the measuring things on the side. Well, one other thing we saw. Remains of a very nice buck. Little 8-point there. Oh, I don't know if the flood got him or what. He would have been a shooter though. Alright, if it's whole, this is number 4 on the day. Yeah, another one. We don't mind collecting them. Can't find artifacts, kills the time to collect mason jar lids. Alright, we're out here on the side creek over in the high today looking around in some sandbars. And we're starting the day off good. There's a worked flake. You can see where it's been utilized on that side. Oh, flip it over here. I'm afraid I'm going to break this. It's paper thin. Well, we're already on the board. We haven't even really started looking yet. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled. Yeah, we'll clean that out. That's an old Vicks Vapor Rub. Not too old, but still fun to find. Alright, here's the results of those creek hunts and then that last night hunt we had down on the river. We had pretty good hunt. We didn't find very many artifacts, but we had a lot of fun finding some other stuff. We found 1, 2, 3, 4 different mason jar lid inserts. Those are always fun finding those in the creek. We're getting a lot of those. And that pretty little piece of pottery there that's got all kinds of different designs and colors. I don't know how old it is. It was just a pretty little piece we decided to bring home. Old Vicks Vapor Rub. I got a bottle here. Douglas thinks it's old because it's real uneven on the top. I don't know. It doesn't have any markings except, I think it says, I can't see it on the camera. Oh, let me look for a second. 1533 is what I think it says. You can just see it right there. I don't know if that's worth anything or not. I've been trying to look it up. I can't find anything. This is one of those old 3IV medicine bottles, but it's K4 on the bottom. And it's a cork top. Usually those are twist tops. So I don't know if that makes it more valuable being a cork top. I assume it does. But I'm not a bottle guy. I'm barely an arrowhead guy. Once we get over in some of the creeks I get in out towards, my dad grew up in Cutler, Ohio. You get over into a different watershed from there's the Muskingum that comes into the Ohio, and then there's the Hawking. And a lot of the creeks on that side over where my dad grew up, they go out into Federal Creek that goes into the Hawking Valley. And on that side, there's lots of fossils. This is some type of, it's either called rugose or tabulate coral. I can't remember which is which. But these are all different examples of these coral. We had a few of these authenticated up at the Moundsville Museum. There's another event coming up in March for that. Can't remember the date. I'll look it up. If I find it, I'll post it in video description. But if you're in the area, you know, close enough you'd like to visit, it's really fun. They've got all kinds of artifacts. And then they have experts that come and they'll authenticate fossils. And all kinds of neat exhibits. They have other people come in with their fossils and show them off. It's really fun. But we have a video or two of that. So if you guys want to check that out, you can check it out in our page. I'll leave the video links in the description as well. But we found, I don't know if it's worked or not. I found that in the creek. It's just a real weird piece of flint. It looked like it was worked and then got smoothed out, but I think that's just that kind of flint that does that naturally. I picked it up because it's real pretty. We found that in with the pottery, just a shard, nothing major. All this pottery at the river. We went down there and dug some out. We didn't find anything else, but you know, pottery is an artifact too, so it'll go with the pottery collection. And then the last piece I found here was on a creek hunt. It's a flake, but if you look at it, you could tell they worked it down. I don't know if they were using it for a scraper or what. That's one of the neatest artifacts I've ever found. It's super thin. I think they might have been using it for a blade. That's my guess. I have no reasoning why other than it's so thin and it's really sharp. If you feel it, I mean, you can cut into full with it if you wanted to. That's pretty cool. That's everything we found on those trips. You know, we don't always hit the bread and butter spots. We can't always hit them. We can have a little fun and find good stuff on the side too. So I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one.